Hello, my name is Steve McMahon, an experienced journalist and professional truth revealer. Join me as I establish myself in an illegal organization. When I originally set out on this journey, I was expecting the worst. I was expecting to be pushed beyond my limits. I now know that to be an underestimate. Getting into this organization was very difficult, even for someone as strong as me, but I am willing to do anything to bring you the truth. Entry requirements had pushed me out of my comfort zone, but I persevered. I had to watch Diego get brutally beaten, but I persevered. I went through torture, but I persevered. Now, I had to ignore the physical side of getting into this organization and focus on the mental side. See, I had to make connections in this organization so that I could make alliances and eventually rise through the ranks. But this was easier said than done. These men were tougher than steel, and I would need a diamond in the rough in order to get to them. So let's get back to where I ended off last time. I had completed the ritual, I was in the organization, and I was excited to get started. However, what I didn't know was that the men had something else in store for me. As I recovered from the ritual and finally got to my feet, I was not met with a warm embrace. I was met with a fist to my perfect face. I was out cold. Now, don't be alarmed by this. I have plenty of experience in this type of situation. You may remember when I was wrestling snakes in the Congo. I actually blacked out during the fight, but my muscle memory kicked in and I survived. This time was no different. I woke up on the back of a semi-truck in the middle of the jungle. We were tumbling down a dirt road to a destination I didn't know. I tried to get up, but I was met by a hand that pushed me straight back down. I was surrounded by the armed men on either side. One man spoke in an aggressive tone to me, telling me that I was a worthless piece of crap. See, this is a technique used by these organizations in order to erase any personality from its members. This allows them to take control of their members and better influence them, thus preventing them from getting any rebellious ideas. However, I knew about their tactics and was sure not to fall for them. My mind was like a brick wall. Nothing was getting in, and for the moment, nothing was getting out. See, I had to keep my opinions to myself. This would allow myself to better integrate into the organization, thus making me invisible. Anyway, I wasn't sure where we were, but I knew we had arrived when I felt the car beneath grind to a halt. The men got out of the truck, and I found myself being dragged out by my feet. I fell onto the rough ground, my hands being cut open by sharp pieces of rock. I was in agony, but the men didn't care. They pulled me onto my feet and commanded me into their headquarters. I could do nothing but comply. As we walked, I was able to get a look at my surroundings. It was dense jungle all around us. Visibility was very limited. The building itself was fairly modern looking, which surprised me. It was a factory with towering chimneys, just about poking out over the tree line with dirty windows, dotted everywhere in a sea of gray outer walls. However, I couldn't look for long as before I knew it, I was into the factory and immediately forced into a production line and told what to do. I soon realized what I was getting into. Ammunition. They were making bullets. I was able to identify most of the ammo by using my extensive knowledge of the subject. Everything from AKs to RPGs were being made here. They were preparing for something big, and I soon found myself involved with it. Making ammunition under intense heat. It was brutal. However, it wasn't all bad. I met a fairly short, bald guy called Franco who told me about the facility. He explained that this factory was the main supplier of the organization and was run by a man called Louis. I was told that he was fierce and wasn't afraid to get his hands dirty, but I didn't care. As far as I was concerned, I had gotten myself established. Remember, the truth is the only truth.